Let's get to the details of Azure Load Balancer. Azure Load Balancer is a service that helps distribute network traffic efficiently across resources in your virtual network. It operates at layer 4 of the OSI model, which means it manages transport level traffic and works as the main contact point for incoming requests. When client requests reach the Azure Load Balancer, it directs these inbound flows to instances in its backend pool. These backend pool instances can be either individual virtual machines or instances within a virtual machine scale set. The load balancer role is to distribute these flows to ensure high availability and even workload distribution, which will improve application resilience and performance. Azure Load Balancer offers two main types, such as public and private load balancer. Public load balancer type is ideal for applications that need to be accessible from the internet. A public load balancer provides outbound connections for virtual machines within your virtual network by translating private IP addresses to public IP addresses. It routes client traffic coming from outside sources like web browsers, mobile apps, or APIs to the appropriate backend VMs. This type is typically used when you have a web application or public-facing service that users need to access over the internet. Internal load balancer is used for scenarios where you want to load balance traffic within the private network only. The internal load balancer operates solely with private IPs. It enables internal traffic distribution among resources within the Azure Virtual Network. Internal load balancers are beneficial for applications where services need to communicate within the network securely and privately. This type can also be extended to connect with an on-premise network in a hybrid setup and allow seamless integration across environments. Features such as health probes will monitor the status of backend instances and ensure traffic is only directed to healthy instances. This improves fault tolerance. Load balancing rules dictate how the traffic should be distributed and allow fine-tuning to match your specific needs. In summary, Azure Load Balancer offers a robust, flexible solution to balance traffic within your virtual network, whether for external or internal needs. The public load balancer is your go-to for internet-facing applications, while the internal load balancer is ideal for secure, private traffic management within Azure or in hybrid environments. Azure Load Balancer can enhance resilience by leveraging availability zones within Azure regions. Availability zones are unique physical locations within a region that provide high availability by distributing resources across isolated zones. The Azure Standard Load Balancer fully supports availability zone scenarios and enable you to increase the availability and reliability of your applications by distributing traffic across zones. The load balancer can be configured in two ways, and they are zone redundant load balancer and zonal load balancer. In regions with availability zones, you can configure the standard load balancer as zone redundant. A zone redundant load balancer has a single front-end IP address that remains available as long as at least one zone within the region is functional. This configuration allows for seamless traffic distribution even if one or more zone fails, as long as there is an active zone remaining in the region. It provides resilience by keeping the front-end IP accessible regardless of which specific zones are impacted. For scenarios where you need more granular control, you can set up a zonal load balancer. In this configuration, you specify a particular zone for the front-end IP and ensure that the load balancer operates in that designated zone only. This is useful for exposing an IP address specific to each zone, which allow you to monitor and manage traffic for individual zones separately. You can create load balance endpoints specific to each zone, and for public endpoints, you can integrate with Azure Traffic Manager to provide a single DNS name for better traffic control across zones. For a public load balancer, add a zones parameter to the public IP configuration and assign it to the specific zone. For an internal load balancer, add the zones parameter to the front-end IP configuration within the virtual network. This way, the internal IP address for the load balancer is tied to a specific zone and will enhance control over internal traffic distribution. To recap, deciding between zone redundant and zonal configuration depends on your application specific resilience needs. Zone redundant load balancer provide broader resilience by spreading traffic across multiple zones, while zonal load balancer offers zone specific IP addresses and control.